Welcome everyone. Monday meditation, consolidation. Nice deep breath. Releasing, dropping the stress down into the earth. Inhalation, beautiful relaxation. Oxygen. Bask in the waves of meditation. Good feeling coming in. Inhaling into the deeper inner space. Beautiful inner space. We like inner space. Space is the place. There's so much more space inside than outside, actually. Might not seem that way, but it's a mystical thing. So we're just breathing deep. Evidently, I heard there's experiments where they're putting people in these interesting tanks where they get highly oxygenated, and they're reversing the aging process in mysterious ways, evidently. So, oxygen reverses the aging process, right? More of this wondrous substance coming in, enlivening us, relaxing us, nutrifying. So many problems come from dehydration, lack of oxygen, and lack of glucose. Inhaling, we're just preparing for peace. Relationships are based on peace. At least that's the hope. So today's subject, relationships just get better. Hey, why not, right? Over time, forms change, relationships improve. Even if you get divorced, it's better, right? It seems simplistic to say that, but there's so much truth in how time matures us, evolves us. The body is a set of relationships. We're all relating in a set of relationships. Pain in our body is usually from relationship of some sort. Some issue in relationship translates to some issue in the body. So today we'll explore that a little more. Kind of bask initially in the supreme relationship, call it. Relationship to the supreme I am. The perfect relationship. The best relationship. When we relate to another person, ultimately, right, we're relating to that I am in them. So it would behoove us to be in this wondrous relationship with the I am. And that's like butter. It sort of smoothens it all out, right? We just breathe into the butter. Feel butter. Relationship to the supreme I am. Get that one right. We got it. Supreme I am relationship. Then all relationships come into harmony. So first things first, relationship to the self. Just observing the self. It's miraculous. It's like a dream. Where did yesterday go? Where did 20 minutes ago go? Right? This dreamscape, this dream-like existence, dream-like reality. It's here today, gone to Maui. Poof, where did it go? The huge universe just can't even fit into now. That was. So here we are, continuously unfolding the pure I am. relationships just get better because the relationship with the Supreme I Am just gets better. Might not seem that way. Good evening to all of you who are joining us on our journey to Maui, right? Here today, gone to Maui. Maui Wowie. There's this great quote by Carl Jung. I thought I'd kind of begin with this. We meet ourselves in 1,000 disguises along the path. Only that which is really ourselves has the power to heal. We meet ourselves in 1,000 disguises along the path. Only that which is really ourselves has the power to heal. Carl Jung. We recognize ourself. Right? Mozart started early. He had a piano. His destiny spiraled him into that. He met himself early on. As we all have, this inner child is always there, right? When we're speaking with anyone else, we're really talking to this inner child who has experienced so many things, who has lost the world and been oppressed by the world. Mother smother, and where's the other? These two forms of fearful experience. We lose ourselves or we lose others. We exist in relationship. We're born in relationship. People like to say, no, you die alone. I disagree. You're born in infinite relationship. You die in infinite relationship. They did a really interesting experiment. This is written up by Greg Braden, where they took heart cells and they put them in petri dishes. And where you had 2 heart cells in a petri dish, those heart cells started dancing together, right? They resonated, they transacted, they had that beautiful experience. And then they left a heart cell alone in a petri dish, and it fibrillated and died. Arg. It does say something about loneliness. Now, these are heart cells that are used to being together. So not all cells behave in this way, but that's an interesting metaphor for the need for relationship, even if they're difficult. So let's just breathe into our pure I Am, that part that feels alone. Even in relationship, it can feel alone. Because essentially there is an autonomy there. We're like a star, right? A giant star. It just emits massive radiance, right? And yet it's also attracting massively, and it's suspended in this amazing fusion state, right? And we get 2 stars too close to get together, and they start doing interesting things, right? And essentially we're relating as a kind of giant star in the universe. We have our comfortable space laws, our comfortable pressure laws, and we live in the perfect ratio with everything. Ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. When I marry people, that's the declaration, right? That we give permission to the other person for ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. Right? That allows relationship to work. Otherwise, it's a big control game, and that doesn't last long. So we're just breathing into this space of allowing. If you're in relationship with another human, you have a pet, you're living with parents, you're living with yourself, it's all a relationship. Let's drop into that place where we're comfortable with ourself, Humility is releasing any need for control. Always a good idea. Drama. Drama, very interesting phenomenon. What is this drama? This interesting manipulation that we do in order to kind of blame others ultimately. So owning this, whatever it is always a good idea. So that our own violence is not masked, right, by demand. I want to drop into request, beautiful requesting. It's freedom from demand, freedom from expectation. Requesting, what a beautiful word. To request, to seek again. Respect, to see again. Relationships just get better. Just noticing this. What relationship in your life has ultimately not gotten better? You might be at war right now, but it'll get better. There was an eclipse last night. There was Uranus and Venus on Friday. Relationships are going boom right now. Big boom. But if we're grounded in the self, we can catch that explosion, implosion, and just be present. Like a star, it explodes out its own gases, creates a shield, and then it explodes inside of that, and then shoots out massive supernova rays. We do that on a regular basis when we get mad, don't we? So what is this anger stuff? It's really kind of a sadness in there, right? Just meditate on the peace that you already are, so that any relationship in your life just floats in balance with that beautiful feeling in your heart. So there's no demand, there's no anger, there's no restless expectation. Just breathe into that beautiful feeling that we can radiate out. Create that attraction field. Love. Unconditional love. We learned this as a child, I believe, with that trust in the parents. Parents that can do no wrong until they do wrong. And then eventually we have to translate that into unconditional love. Yes, Kimo's been there many times. Forgiveness. I made a little list of some of these goodies that really help with the relationship. Learning to let go. Learning to become nobody. Then you don't have to be right. I think it's Marshall Rosenberg says, you have the gift of being right already, which means you don't have to be right. If you're already right, that's great, right? Already right, and you can just be right. And Everyone else can be right. Humility and gratitude. Ability to become empty. Ready for the new. Constantly refreshing. The keys to unconditional love, right? Constantly refreshing. There's a lot of these words begin with F. Forbearance, forgiveness, flow, frustration, fractal expansion, feelings. When we're clear about our needs, clear about our strategies, we can resolve our shadow, own our stuff, be assertive without being aggressive. Because we're attracted to the light in the other person. And they're attracted to ours, just like stars. Beautiful attractor field. Listening to the feelings, not the story. That's a good one. Don't listen to the crazy excuses, the blah, blah, blah that person might be giving you. Listen to what they're really feeling. And then it's easy to have compassion, right? Again, I think it's the Marshall Rosenberg quote. Permission for ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. Permission for ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. Who wouldn't you like to give that to? Right? It's a version of becoming empty. You're just becoming empty. There's nothing to hook, nothing to stick. People can hook you and there's nothing there. Whee! Just went right through you. Who can mess with you when you're nobody? So good. Poof. People are like, yeah, but the culture wants me to be somebody. Sure, why not? Think of all these forms we show up in. 1,000 disguises. I would suggest that we have thousands of subpersonalities. Because I notice that I'm different with everyone in some subtle way, with each person slightly different. To accommodate them so they can accommodate me. Right? Slight subtle adjustments we do. So many subpersonalities too. But then there's usually a few that rise up and have their due, have their way with you. Those subpersonalities. Hence the need for the supreme I am to keep all these little buggers under control. Right? All this crazy stuff in the brain, the mind wants everything. Just drop back into the supreme I am command center. Meditation, the ultimate consolidation, the 0 point plaza. Clear channel. Worlds are washing through you. especially as we approach this Aquarian energy. The air energy is mixing in with everything. It's diluting this stuckness, the blockage, the congestion. It's like a wondrous solvent. The future is coming in, expanding us. The universe is expanding. Everything is expanding. The I am prayer, yes. Pure I am. Universal solvent. Let your wounds enlighten you, not frighten you. So we can negotiate with the intimacy, boundaries, our shadow, and all the different changes from sexual interest to commitment to compatibility, self-disclosure, changing priorities. Whew. Drama is an avoidance strategy to blame others. It masks a demand that others change. That's a good one. Because beneath every complex issue is something unresolved in ourselves. Hence, relationships are a spiritual path. Right? Kind of bust through all the illusions and fantasies that are kind of duds. All the limitations that we created, right? Just let them go, just continue to expand. Drama is an avoidance strategy to blame others. Probably the most obvious example of that is the politics, without going into any details. Constant permission for ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. So like the relationship mantras. For myself, 20 years in relationship, learning to listen, probably the number one thing. Who doesn't need to learn that? Relationships just get better. It's like space can be added, right? You can sprinkle in space. You can sprinkle in infinities. You can add all kinds of soulful accumulations. Layers of wondrousness. My poetry teacher in college used to say, you're only as good a poet as the flexibility of your personality. And so that's probably true with relationships, right? They're only as flexible as us. They're only as good as us. They're basically a minefield of growth. It's like it's probably more comfortable to not be in relationship. I observe this with extended folks out there. They seem to actually find more comfortable space alone. But then their relationship becomes their mind, and there's nobody else there to keep it from freaking. So that's maybe the biggest problem with being alone from my experience in the past and observing others, right? They don't have another person to set them straight, to reflect back how insane they've become maybe. So maybe for that reason alone, relationships are brilliant we're all laughing here. Keeping us honest, right? Keeping us real, keeping us letting go of whatever this stuff we want to accumulate and dump. It's like sort of like a swordsman duel, right? It just continues like, ha, gotcha, ha. Just have fun, right? Just have fun. Because otherwise, what's the point? So yes, the reflector pond of relationship, so awesome. Kind of like people say, you know, it's so easy to live out in the country. You have all this space, it's all this beautiful everything. But then you don't grow, you don't develop. Maybe like if you lived in the city, and your karma is speeded up massively by all these interactions, all these people just carving you down, right? You can, in 1 year, you could grow 20 years worth living in the city, living under stress. So from that point of view, we could make the case that stress is good, right? It keeps you growing. So then there's good stress and bad stress. Well, let's just notice, what stress are you under? What stress have you created for yourself, perhaps? There's stress that generates dynamic tension, right? It keeps you upright, keeps you rolling. And then there's free-floating anxiety. It's useless. So we're breathing, coming back to peace. Yes, like a diamond being formed, exactly. The crushing of the coal, the crushing of the carbon. So next time you're mad at someone for being in your face, no, maybe thank them for putting you in your place. One thing I'll say about, this isn't just relationship with any one partner, this is a relationships in general. It's like, we say things to people in the moment, thinking that's going to change them or affect them in a profound way. And it's only going to do that, right, if they allow that. And we're wondering, how come that didn't affect them? But then, you know, 2 hours later, they're quoting you. So it goes in, right? It goes in and they get it, right? They already know it, right? They reflect it back maybe late, but very interesting how it works. Good feeling always attracts the ultimate healing. So getting that relationship right with us. That's a plus. Well, let's do a little tuning. As a group, we're all resonating, we're all hearing this conversation, all resonating as a sort of a giant brain. Just listening and see where is there resistance. It feels like in the neck, flexibility, very necessary. So C1, C2 feels jammed up. C3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So connections to thyroid strengthen. C2, connections to eyes. Connection to middle ear. Listening power. Flexible neck. Flexible personality. Flexible accommodation. Stiffness problem. So more oxygen coming in. Let's do a deep oxygenation, tube breath through the mouth. Bring that delicious oxygen deep into the body and hold it and then release. Let's try that again. And just hold and float and release. Ever-changing ratios of closeness and distance. So the relationship to all the organs and the glands. Just thanking these guys. Thanking your heart. Thanking the sac around the heart. I love you, thank you. We don't always get that tender with ourselves, maybe. It's not a bad idea. It's like rigidity is resolved with softening. Beautiful softening. Shoulders and neck. Eyeballs and jaw. Tongue, cheeks. It's a 20-pound bowling ball. Just want to find the balance with it. Fear, false evidence appearing real, versus love. The horns of the trilemma, the body, the mind, and the heart. Just finding that triple warmer alignment, brain, heart, gut. It's like little checklists for meditation. It's like with your house, right? You clean certain rooms on certain days. Maybe give it a general vacuum. Body maintenance, mental maintenance. The subtle body isn't so visible, but it's usually in far more of a mess than the physical. So we take care of the subtle body. When you look in the mirror and you see something dark, your subtle body is not good in that moment, right? You need more light, right? So to close the eyes, meditating, even just for a minute, connects you back to the light, and then it explodes out of your eyes. You look in the mirror, explodes back at you. Your subtle body is uplifted. Feel better. Subtle energy body. It's cloaked. But in meditation, you unpack it with all this stuff. Right? So put it out in the sun to dry. Because any disruption in the fields is going to create problems in your cells, right? The cells have protids which can spew out anything from viruses to bacteria, fungus, and mold. The slightest disturbance in your environment, right? We can suddenly get ill from a circumstance. How's that possible? How's your body suddenly make all this garbage out of nothing? Right? We think, oh, it's coming in from somewhere else. Oh, well, it can do that too, but it's pretty much an inside-out job. And so we want to establish the right environment for the 100 trillion cell system so they get fed properly, and then the subtle energy body is a electromagnetic pressure grid, balancing it out, negative and positive with the water pressure. Been saying this almost every time now. It's a really good thought to recognize that yes, there's lots of negative pressure in there and there's powerful positives, but it's like angels and demons, right? It's 51-49. And one day it's this, one day it's that, right? So we just keep that 51% strong. Don't dip down into the victim mode. All right, maintain that 51% plus major shareholder status. And that works in relationship. Because why? Codependency is kind of a strange lockdown, right? 50-50, nobody can move. But 100-100, co-independency, there's respect, there's boundaries, there's balance. And it's 100-100. Nobody loses. Call that co-independency. So let's meditate on that. Are you codependent? Co-independent? Co-repentant? Co-resplendent. How about that one? Just be co-resplendent. Maybe that's the best one of all. Shine like a light. So let's listen to India Ari song, I Am Light. Check it out. Beautiful song. I am light. It's easy to forget. Things get dark. But we can get light. Enlightenment. Very light. We're just noticing we don't weigh anything, super light, mostly empty space, high-speed gas particles. So feeling your speed of light presence, your intuitive resonance. You're in relationship with everyone out there, right? Just a telepath away, whoever it is. You just telepath them. And then they're on your radar, you're on theirs. Single thought. It's like a drone strike of love. You can just drop them in. Think of millions of people instead of like lamenting people, like, oh, those poor people. Just sent them incredible love and enthusiasm and Shakti power. The collective would heal itself in no time. No. eventually. So let's just take the next couple minutes and meditate on pure I amness. Let's bask in the glow. And if you're feeling Irish, you can bask in the gloaming. No more roaming, just bask in the gloaming. Here comes the purring. Just breathing in, just experiencing that beautiful peace. We have great yogis joining us from India. It's probably 6 in the morning there. Best time to meditate. What's coming on right now is a song I wrote called Bardo. You never know what's going to follow. Bardo's an in-between place. It's like a corridor between rooms. Yes, we're live. And we're alive. Sarah thought this was a recording. There are no rehearsals in life. An in-between place, the Bardo. Okay, so in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the bardos are the different layers that you go into, that if on the first bounce of the ball, when we die evidently, we bounce back up into the light. And if you can grab the light, you got it, right? That would require that we're very liberated, that we're very unstuck from corporeal reality, corporate reality. All right, got to get unstuck from that military situation into this expanded consciousness, which would grab the light on contact. Otherwise, we bounce back down, bounce back up, not quite as high, evidently, and each bounce, there's less and less opportunity to merge into the clear light, at least in that particular trajectory of your death. So why not just go through these bardos while you're in meditation in your body, so that someday when you leave your body, it's not such a surprise. Like, oh, I should have meditated that time, and what was I thinking? Then you're like, oh, where'd my body go? So, oh, there's no sound? You lost sound. Well, we have sound, so we have to go into the inner sound, the anahata of the heart, the unstruck sound, right? That probably happened just so we could discuss the anahat, the unstruck sound of the heart, the pulsation of the supreme I am in your body. Boom, heartbeat. Beautiful sound exploding in your being. And it bounces down, back up, and then your breath catches the heartbeat, and we get into the right groove, the right rhythm with the breath and the heart. Feels fantastic. Let's just do that. So notice your heartbeat. Take your pulse if you need to. Check in with that pulsing life force in your chest. $115,000 times a day your heart beats. How many times did you notice it? Right? Hardly at all, probably, right? How many times did we notice our breath? Hopefully a little more. How often did you notice the Supreme Self? That's harder. The rhythm of the breath, the Supreme I Am, harmonizes with Soham, Hamsa, Hum, Sa. Inhalation, Hum, Hum. Exhalation, Sa. Hum, Sa. I am that. Hum, Sa. Hum, Sa. Inhaling, just that beautiful breath coming in. It's like a big wash into infinity. And then we come back from infinity into finity. Finity, infinity. Right? Rhythm of the breath. Into emptiness, back into form. Every breath. Let's do the, it's a little, I was going to say George Harrison, who passed away last night, unfortunately, many years ago, but we're going to do the John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Tomorrow Never Knows. It's actually a meditation song. Turn off your mind and relax and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not Lay down all thought, surrender to the void. It is shining, it is shining. That you may see the meaning of within. It is being. It is being. That love is all and love is everyone. It is knowing. It is knowing that ignorance and hate may mourn the dead. But listen to the color of your dreams. It is not living. It is not living. Or play the game, existence to the end of the beginning, of the beginning, of the beginning, of the beginning. Turn off your mind and relax and float downstream. It is not dying. It is not dying. It is not dying. It is not dying. We were born before the wind. Also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnet boat was one through sailing to the mystic. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And when that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I wanna hear it, yeah. I wanna feel it, yeah. Feel your gypsy soul. Way back in the days of old. I remember suddenly we were floating into the mystic. We were born for the wind, and also younger than the sun. Yeah, the bonnie boat was one. Sailed into the mystic. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. And when that foghorn blows, we'll be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, hear it. I don't wanna fear it, no. I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And I remember suddenly we were floating into the mystic. Van Morrison. When I wake up in the morning, love, sunlight hits my eyes. Something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right by me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be. lovely day, 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 lovely day. Times that lie ahead of me seem impossible to face. Someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you and the world's all right by me. Just one look at you and I know it's gonna be lovely day, 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 lovely day. When I wake up in the morning, love, sunlight hurts my eyes. Something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right by me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Lovely day, yeah. Namaste, namaste, yeah. See y'all mañana. And also, we're gonna start at 5 tomorrow, West Coast time, just because it's easier for folks, I believe. So 8 o'clock East Coast. Check the YouTube channel. We got lots of goodies there. Namaste, namaste.